Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a pretty radical way to think about breaking bad habits. And here's a hint, it has nothing to do with willpower. It's all about identity. So, let's get right into it. Let's just start with this idea right here, because it completely flips the script on quitting. What if relapsing wasn't some kind of moral failing? What if it was just a biological signal, a sign that your brain is literally in the process of healing itself? And that's exactly what we're going to do. Our goal here is to unpack a simple framework that helps you work with your brain's chemistry, not against it. The idea is to make lasting change feel, well, almost effortless. But first, we've got to talk about why the most common approach, just try harder, almost always fails. It's something we can call the willpower trap. It's this exhausting cycle that burns all your energy but rarely gets you anywhere. I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? You grit your teeth, you tell yourself, okay, this time is different. You use every ounce of your mental energy to just fight that urge, and then, a week later, you're right back at square one, feeling even worse than when you started. So here's the real difference in a nutshell. The willpower method is this constant draining battle that's all about resisting. It's literally a fight against yourself. But the identity shift, it reframes the entire goal. The focus becomes positive. It's about becoming someone new. And the crazy thing is, you don't even have to fight the old habit anymore. It just becomes incompatible with who you are.
And that's the big question, isn't it? If just white-knuckling it is doomed to fail, then we need to understand the machinery we're actually working with. And that, of course, brings us to the brain.
So let's pop the hood for a second and see what's really driving all these urges. Turns out, it all comes down to one single, incredibly powerful chemical: dopamine. And this brings us right back to that idea from the beginning. Cravings and relapse feel so powerful because it has nothing to do with you being weak. It's your brain's hardware. Your neural pathways are literally screaming for a chemical they've been trained to expect. It's a mechanical process, not a character flaw. So your brain's reward system is actually pretty simple. A bad habit trains your brain to expect that little hit of dopamine. When you quit, those receptors are suddenly left empty, and they send out a distress signal that we feel as a craving. Your brain is just trying to fill that void. And this right here, this reveals the solution. We can't just remove the old habit. We have to replace it with a new, healthy source of that same chemical reward. And that core idea, that you can't just remove something, you absolutely must replace it. That is the key that unlocks this whole concept, the identity shift. This is the absolute heart of it. An identity shift isn't about trying to be different. It's about deciding that you are different right now. The behavior you want isn't something you have to force with willpower anymore. It just becomes an automatic, natural part of who you are. Just think about the power in that simple language change. I'm trying to quit implies a struggle and implies that failure is an option. But saying, I'm not the kind of person who does that, well, that's a statement of fact. It's a closed door. The decision has already been made because it's just who you are.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we make it practical? How do we actually become this new person?
The source material for this explainer points to one really key technique. It's about cultivating a very specific kind of mental obsession. But trust me, it's probably not what you're thinking. See, instead of obsessing over not doing the bad habit, which, let's be real, only keeps it top of mind, you shift your obsession completely. You become fascinated, totally consumed with the person you are becoming. The healthy person, the productive person, the present person. And then every time you choose a salad or go for a run or read a book, it's not a sacrifice, it's a vote. A vote for that new identity that you're building, brick by brick.
All right, let's pull all of this together into a really actionable framework, a simple process you can use to put all this into practice.
We're going to break this down into 3 clear, totally manageable steps you can start using today. Here it is. Step 1, define. Get super specific. Don't just say, I want to be healthy. Define what that person does every day. Step 2, replace. You got to find new, healthy dopamine sources that actually line up with this new identity. Instead of scrolling, call a friend. Instead of junk food, feel the amazing satisfaction of a good workout. And finally, step 3, become. This is where the obsession comes in. You pour all your mental energy into living out this new identity, one small choice at a time. And that's the ultimate reframe. This entire process stops being this gritty, painful fight against some powerful demon. It actually transforms into this exciting, creative act of just stepping into the person you were always meant to be. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. The question isn't really, what do you want to quit? It's, who do you want to become? Let that answer guide every single choice you make. Thanks for joining this explainer.